Shalom, Koholoyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakdash. The belongings to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, this article just came out today, Friday, May 2nd. I just wanted to touch on it really quickly. I didn't even read it, but the title just looked great, so I pressed record. We're going to grab some relevant precepts. We already know what time we're living in right now. It's the end days. If you don't know that, then you got a lot of catching up to do. The Bible gave us signs to look out for, and we see all of the signs happening right now at the same exact time. Talks about the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. You got wars and rumors of wars. You have, which is this right here. Tariff here, tariff there. That's a trade war that's going on. What else? You got earthquakes in diverse places. You got uproars of the people, and you got famine, like in what's going on in, where is it? What am I thinking of? Haiti. Yeah, look up Haiti. Look what's going on over there in the uprising, and that's another prophecy as well. Uprisings of the people. All these things happening at the same time right now. That's how we know we're living in the end days. And that's why we make articles like this. From CNN, it says a massive tariff on millions of Americans' purchases just went into effect. Cue the chaos. So let's read a little bit of this article, and then we'll grab some relevant precepts. It says many Americans might not have felt major effects from Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs until now. That's because a major shipping loophole expired at 1 minute past midnight on Friday. The de minimis exemption, as it's known, allowed shipments of goods worth $800 or less to come into the United States duty-free, often more or less skipping time-consuming inspections and paperwork. The loophole helped reshape the way countless Americans shop, allowing ultra-low-cost Chinese e-commerce sites like Shein, Temu, and AliExpress to pour everything from yarn to patio furniture, clothes to photography equipment, and more into U.S. homes. Its impending end has rung alarm bells across social media, with a baseline tariff as high as 145%, depending on the carrier, set to take effect on Chinese imports, potentially more than doubling the cost for all those cheap products deal-hungry Americans scooped up. Damn. So basically, we're looking at a baseline tariff as high as 145% from across different e-commerce sites like Shein, mad about that, Temu, and AliExpress. So everyday items like yarn, patio furniture, clothes, photography equipment, all these things from today moving forward are about to see upwards to 145% increase in their prices. It says at the end of the de minimis exemption for Chinese goods will also distill abstract, complicated, messy, hard-to-follow trade policy into something much easier to understand, a receipt. Major carriers like UPS, FedEx, DHL, and the United States Postal Service say they're prepared for the changes. The government says it too is set. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection spokesperson told CNN that we are prepared and equipped to carry out enhanced package screenings and enforce orders effectively. So boom, we're going to stop right there. Because that's the point. Now they're just going into more details, which they be doing too much sometimes. The point be made in the first few paragraphs. But yeah, so get ready to see prices starting to skyrocket for your everyday items, especially concerning e-commerce. Certain places like that you like to shop, where you usually get things from. Yeah, prices are going to skyrocket. Things are going to get harder. And listen, if you believe that you're part of the hopeful elect, that's okay. There's nothing to worry about. We got to get our wrap our minds around things getting more rough. And we just got to tighten up. That's all. Tighten up personally, tighten up with your finances. Damn near be a minimalist. You don't need to have all these things anyway. You purchasing something every week and it's something new in your house and you got to find space in the corner of your house somewhere. Look, who cares? Because when you buy all these things, what you're doing, it's not everybody, but you just don't want to have too many attachments. You don't want any attachments. But of course, that's where spiritual maturity comes into play, and you being well balanced in your mind, because no matter what you buy, it shouldn't keep you from knowing and understanding that these prophecies will play out and you looking forward to that happening no matter what. But still, it doesn't hurt, right? And that's my point. It doesn't hurt to just be light. Be light on things. You don't have to have the latest Jordans that just came out, the best watch, the newest iPhone all the time. Just chill. Relax. You cool. We almost out of here. Right? You let all these other people bug out over Shein prices going up and Temu prices going up. You let them bug out and get mad about it, march in the streets and be stupid. Us, we know prophecy, so we're level-headed. We're cool, we're calm, we're collected. You let these things play out, and of course the Lord is going to make sure that we're okay. Now, this is where precepts like this come into play. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. So you can just say right now, we got energy, we got our mental capacity with us, we're good. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So before things get real bad, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Meaning, before there is nothing but chaos. So right now you have order, right? The sun, the light, the moon, the stars, that represents order, represents structure, represents wisdom, right? Which gives you order. So before all hell breaks loose, before there's disorganization and chaos, you remember the Lord right now. Meaning you think upon his name, you think about these prophecies, you stay in the word. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, these different economists and financial experts, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, meaning less workers, no jobs. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, meaning the working is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So it's going to be a bad time. And it's going to be a very sorrowful time for a lot of people. And right now we're just in the very beginning. These are just the beginning of sorrows. If you can still pay your bills and you got a car, you can go on vacation if you want, take your girl to the movies, hit a nice restaurant. Okay, all right, things aren't too bad. Even though prices are getting up there, right? It's just the beginning of sorrows. Because in Jacob's trouble, when this happens right here, that we just read, the evil days come, that's where full blown out sorrow is going to happen. It's going to take place. It's going to be a large scale. Just like how the crying out of every household in Egypt, you read about that in the book of Exodus, when the firstborn was killed. Yeah, it's going to be some mourning and sorrow just like that. Because what? This is now spiritual Egypt. We're living in Egypt 2.0. So you just wait. When things get worse, how sorrowful people are going to be. There's a reason why it says there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's going to be happening even before the chariots come. People just losing their mind. How did we get here? What's going on? Why is this happening? Just confused and asked out. But things will get worse. Right now, if we're just in the beginning of sorrows, that means things will get worse. And 2 Ezra 16 outlines that. Verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. The plagues draw nigh and are not slack. You got to understand the Lord is going to use, so far as we see it, the Lord is going to use these tariffs as plagues. It's going to be a plague because it's going to help to destroy this economy. It's going to help bring this economy down to the ground. This place is all highly exalted. Oh, America's so great, blah, blah. Well, this place is going to be brought back down to earth, back down to a low place, low estate, which is what it was this whole entire time anyway. Nothing great. There was nothing really great about America when you dive deeper into it, because we have the wicked ruling. And there's going to be more plagues. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and they're not slack. As when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So those birth pains, they get faster, they start coming harder, they hurt more. So I'm told. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. There it is. Right now it's just the beginning of sorrows. But you watch. When these tariffs take effect and when everything starts skyrocketing, that's when there's going to be mourning on every side, everywhere, all over, especially especially here in Babylon the Great. And you're going to know, okay, now we're in Jacob's trouble. Now we're in Jacob's trouble. Yeah, everybody's losing their job. Nobody can pay their bills. The dollar ain't worth much. All these nations, they're just coming against the U.S., right? There's famine. Who knows where we're getting our next meal from? So on and so forth. Real sorrows. Real sorrows. But things are going to get worse. This is just the beginning. So we have to, continue to bear our cross. Just keep your head down and keep moving forward. No matter what. Do what you know you need to be doing. Do what you know you need to be doing in the spirit to ensure that you have a seat on that chariot. Of course, I'm just dumbing it down. We know that from a higher spiritual perspective, it's all about predestination. But still, as of right now, man, ensure your salvation. Do what you know you need to be doing. Because you don't want to be asked out in the time of Jacob's trouble. It's not going to feel good. So right now, you got to make sure that you're building up your spirit and increasing your faith. Let me show you just one last precept concerning plagues here in Babylon, and then we're done. This is 2 Ezra 15, or here in America, I should just say. Verse 10, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, talking about America. But I will bring them with a mighty hand, that's Yahushai, and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So no, we're not talking about ancient Egypt, not even in verse 10. This is talking about America that's being referred to as Egypt. Because just like in Egypt, you have all Israel, all nations in captivity here. Of course, scattered throughout the entire globe as well. But this is the main place. So the Lord is going to smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Eventually, that's going to be the summation of World War III. It's going to end with this place, America, being completely destroyed. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, meaning the people. There we go again. Egypt shall mourn. Remember the article, it said, cue the chaos. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it, which is ultimately those nuclear missiles. So that's it. Lord's will, you were edifying like I mentioned before. You let these other people go crazy. You let them cue the chaos. You let them be all stupid and get all upset acting. But no, we know prophecy. We know things are going to get worse, and you got to be okay with that. Be cool, be calm, be collected, right? Be of a sober mind. Look forward to these things, knowing that the Lord is going to make sure that you're satisfied, you're okay in that evil time, because that's what the prophecies say. So call Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakak. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.